everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We got the final game of this four-game series between the Orioles and White Sox. And let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Baltimore Orioles. Leading off, playing center field, Baby Doll Jackson. Batting second, playing right field, Jack Tobin. Batting third, playing first base, George Sisler. Batting fourth, playing left field, Ken Williams. Batting fifth and doing the catching is Rick Farley. Batting sixth, playing second base is Marty McManus. Batting seventh and playing third base is Harlan Harlode Clift. Batting eighth, playing shortstop Bobby Wallace. And on the mound is Urban Shocker, batting ninth. And for the hometown Chicago White Sox, leading off, playing shortstop, Luke Apba. Batting second, playing second, Eddie Collins. Batting third, playing first base, Zeke Bonire. Batting fourth, playing center field, Carl Reynolds. Batting fifth, playing left field, Minnie Mioso. Batting sixth, playing right field, Bib Falk. Batting seventh, playing third base is Buck Weaver. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Sherman Law. And on the mound, batting ninth is Jim Scott. Let's get down here to Comiskey and get this game started, folks. And Baby Joel Jacobson's batting .364 in the year. No homers and no RBIs, going up against Jim Scott, his first start of the year. This is Scott's 1921 season, pitched in 48 games, started 38, 20-20 with a 1.90 ERA. Here's the pitch to John Jacobson, and that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And that'll be out number one. And we'll do a little housekeeping here. So forgot to put in here. And their records. Orioles are 1-2, and the White Sox are 2-1. There we go. One down now, and Johnny Tobin's up, and Jack Tobin's batting .250 on the year. Here's the pitch to Jack, and he squares this one up, folks. And that ball is high. That ball is far, because that ball going to be out of here, folks. And yes, it is. Home run. Jack Tobin gives the Orioles a 1-0 lead here in the first. Here is George Sisler's up now with nobody on. And the Orioles 1-0 on the home run by Jack. Down the right field line. He pulled that one, folks. Now Sisler's up. Can Sisler keep this going? So now George is batting .308 on the year. No homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be against a 21. That's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Bibb's got just enough room out there this time. 2 hard hit balls, and that'll be out number 2. Ken Williams. Scott right now is not fooling nobody. So that's a fly ball out the right field. And that'll be 2 down for Ken Williams. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. But the Orioles score 1, take a 1-0 lead. So we go to the bottom of the first. We'll have Appling, Collins, excuse me, and Sisler. And oh, that was only 2 outs. Sorry. That was a fly ball. What the? That should have been the third out. Hold on here. That's a fly ball, not a single. Should have been the third out. A fly ball out the left. That should end the inning. And like I say, it should be Apba, Collins, and Bonnier due up here for the White Sox. And Luke's batting 500 on the year, and he'll be going up against Urban Shocker. This is his first appearance of the year, and this is his 1921 season. He pitched in 47 games, started 38, 27, and 12 with a 3.55 ERA. Here's the first pitch to Luke. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Jack's got it for out number one. Up steps Eddie Collins now. And let's see if Eddie can get something going with a 1 out here. And Collins is struggling. He is batting .083. He is 1 for 12 on the year, folks. No homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Wallace. That'll be out number 2. And Bonnier's up now. 2 outs and nobody on. And he is struggling also, batting .091. And that's going to be a base on balls and walking a guy not even batting 100. Not what you want to see here. And that brings up Carl Reynolds. And Reynolds do something here with a runner on at first and 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Reynolds. And that's going to be a against 18 and 8. That's going to be a ground ball back to Urban. He fires over to first, and that'll end the inning. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Sorry, struck him out. So that ends the inning on a strikeout. We go to the top of the second now. 1-0 Baltimore. Farley's due up, followed by McManus and Clift. This is Farley's first plate appearance of the year. This is his 1932 season. Batted .315, 2 homers, and 65 RBIs. That's going to be a ground ball down the short. Over to first for out number 1. And McManus is up now. And Marty's batting .214, no homers, and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be against a 18. That's going to be a ground ball down the third. Luke makes a nice stop, grabs it, fires over to first for out number 2. And up steps Cliff now. He's batting .071, no homers and no RBI. That's going to be a ground ball down to Eddie Collins. That'll be a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Mioso, Falk, and Weaver due up here. Minnie's batting .300 with a homer and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be an infield hit. Minnie Miosa's aboard here with an infield hit. And that brings up Falk now. Can Falk do something with Minnie Mioso down there at first? And Bibbs batting .554. He's got no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's not what they wanted. That's a ground ball down the second. McManus is up with it over to Wallace, over to Sisler. 4-6-3 double play. Now there's 2 outs, nobody on for Buck Weaver. Weaver's hitting .500 on the year, folks, with no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. His counterpart fires over to first, and that'll end the inning. We go to the top of the third. We got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Orioles. Wallace, Shocker, and Jacobson, the top of the order. That's going to be a ground ball down to Eddie Collins. That'll be out number 1. And that brings up Urban Shocker. Can he get aboard here? This will be his first plate appearance. And in 1921, he hit .260 with no homers and 9 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Scott's first strikeout of the game. Back to the top of the order we go in Jacobson. And he's 0 for 1, flew out the center. And that's going to be another fly ball out the center. And Reynolds makes the catch out there again. And that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go to Orioles. To the bottom of the third we go. And we got Lore, Scott, and then back to Luke. And Sherm is batting .330, no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a base on balls. Sherm trots on down to first. And Scott's going to try to bunt him over to second here. And this is Scott's 1913 year. He batted .072 with a homer and 8 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Scott. And that's going to be a down the third, 44 on a 5. 44 on a 5. That'll be fielding column 1. And they're going to get the runner out at second, so not a good bunt. Not a good bunt at all. So a 5-6 put out. Scott's down at first now. Luke up. And Appling is 0 for 1. Flew out to right his first time up. 1 out now. Runner still down at first. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And a 23 on an 8 should be fielding column 1. And it is. They'll get the leadoff runner there. That'll be a 4-6 put out. That puts Appling down at first for Mr. Eddie Collins now with 2 outs. And let's see if he can take off here in F. Nope. So Collins is 0 for 1, grounded out to short his first time up. And a -4 is going to make him a 20 on a 7. And that's going to be a fly ball. And Ken Williams just takes a base hit away from Eddie. And that'll end the inning. And the White Sox strand 1. We go to the top of the 4th. Still 1-0 Orioles. And Tobin with that home run, the only run of the ball game here. Pitch to Jack. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. Yep. And Falk with a 45 and a 2 is probably going to be fielding column 2. And it is just barely. And that's going to be a single in the right field. So Jack's 2 for 2 today. Standing down at first, nobody out. For George Sisler now. Can Sisler get him around here? The score, he's 0 for 1. He flew out the right his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Falk makes a damn nice catch. Dives, catches it, robs a base hit away from George. And brings up Ken Williams now with 1 out and a runner still at first. Williams flew out the left his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And a 21 on a 1 might be fielding column 1. Nope, fielding column 2. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound as any plays over to first. That'll get the runner in scoring position for Rick Farley now. With 2 outs, Tobin down at second. And Farley grounded out the short his first time up. 1 and a 9, and that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And he's going to fire over to first to end the inning. And the Orioles strand 1. We get to the bottom of the 4th. Orioles 1, White Sox nothing. And we got Benier, Reynolds, and Minnie Mioso due up here. Zeke's walked his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. That'll be out number 1. And Reynolds is up now. And Carl is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. That'll be out number 2. So it's up to Minnie Mioso here to keep this inning alive. Still trailing by 1. He got a single his first time up, and that's going to be a base on balls. So Minnie walks with 2 outs here in the 4th. And Bibb Falk, who made that nice catch out there in right field's up now. He grounded into a double play his first time up. And here's the pitch to Bibb. And that's going to be popped up. Yeah, it's a short. Matter of fact, that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Bibb out. That'll end the inning. We go to the top of the fifth. McManus, Cliff, and Wallace due up here. And Marty is 0 for 1, grounded out to short. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Luke makes the play, fires over to first to get McManus for out number 1. And old Cliff's up now. And he's batting 0 for 1, grounded out the second his first time up. But he gets a hold of this one, folks. That ball is ripped down that third base line. And that's going to be a double. And Cliff standing down at second with 1 out and a run down there scoring position with 1 out. Orioles already up 1-0. And Bobby Wallace up. He grounded out the second his first time up. And that's going to be a 21 and an 8. That's going to be a ground ball down the third. And let's see here. A 61 and a 5 is probably going to be fielding column 3. No, that'll be fielding column 2. And he looks to runner back to second. Fires over to first for out number 2. Cliff still down at second. Shocker's up now. And he is 0 for 1 today. He tried to get a bunt down and struck out. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a base on balls. Don't like walking the pitcher here, folks. Makes first and second back to the top of the order here. And Jacobson is 0 for 2. He flew out the center both times up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field this time. And that'll end the inning. And the Orioles strand 2 to the bottom of the fifth we go. We got Weaver and Lohr and Scott, the bottom part of the order, due up here against Shocker. And Buck 2 for 1, grounded out third. That's going to be a ground ball down the short. And that'll be out number 1. So Weaver goes down, and that brings up Sherm now. He get a 1-out rally started here for the White Sox, trailing by 1. And he have 1 hit so far. And Sherm walked his first time up. And that's going to be a 17 and an 8. And that's going to be a fly ball out the field for out number 1. Out number 2, rather. 2 down now for Scott. Can Jim help? And he reached on the fielder's choice his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. That'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3 goes the White Sox. To the top of the 6th we go. Still 1-0 Orioles. And here's the man that's made it 1-0. Tobin's up now. And he's 2 for 2. He's homered and singled. Got 2 out of 3 hits for the Orioles. And they'll finally get him out. That's a deep fly ball to center field. But Reynolds makes the catch for out number 1. Brings up George Sisler now. And Sis is 0 for 2, I believe. Yep, he's flown out the right both times. And this one's going to be a rare play. 61 on a 37. 61 on a 37. And that's going to be down the short. And 42 and an 8. 42 and an 8. That should be fielding column 1, and it is. And that's going to be a nice play down there by Luke. He grabs that ball deep in the hole, fires over to first, and gets George by a step. Ken Williams is up now with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's the pitch to Williams. And that's going to be a base on balls, a 2-out walk. Shorts runs down at first with Rick Farley up. And Farley is 0 for 2 today. He has grounded out the short end to the pitcher. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strikes on Rick. Can he take advantage of this 2-0 count? And no, that's a ground ball down to Eddie Collins. He goes over to first. That'll end the inning. And the Orioles strand 1 to the bottom of the 6th we go. In the top of the order we got Apba, Collins, and Bonnier. So Luke is 0 for 2. He's flown out and reached on the fielder's choice. And that's going to be a rare play of 39 and 6. And that's going to be a no count on Apba. See if Luke can get a hit here on a 1-0 pitch. And an 8 against a 17. That's going to be a fly ball, and Ken Williams makes a nice play to take a base hit away from Luke. 1 down now. Here's Eddie Collins, who's really struggling, folks, to say the least. He is due. He is 0 for 2 today. He has grounded out and flown out. He is 1 for 14 on the year. And that's going to be a base on balls. You walk Eddie. That's not smart. So Collins down at first to tie and run. Bonnier, who is also struggling. He is 0 for 2 today. 0 for 1. He walked batting a 083 on the year. And that's going to be hit down the third rather. 64 and a 5. That's probably going to be a fielding column 3. And it is. That's going to be first and Cliff. That's an E5. Runner on first gets down. And the Orioles are going to play back for the double play here. Try to get out of this inning with nobody scoring. Reynolds is up. He is 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded out the third. Here's the pitch to Reynolds. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is gone, folks. Kiss that one goodbye. And it is now on Chicago. The Windy City. That ball, that was a no doubt about her. That wind blew that one out the left field. So now the bases are empty for Minnie Mioso. He is 1 for 1 with a walk. One of the 2 hits. The one was a single by Minnie, and then a home run by Reynolds. Here's the and that's going to be a fly ball out the deep right field, but the park keeps this one. And that'll be 2 down now. And Bibb Falk's up now. And Bibb is 0 for 2. He is grounded out and struck out. And that's going to be a rare play. A 65 on a 40. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1 on Falk. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that's going to be a strike 3. And that'll end the inning, folks. But by Reynolds, we go to the top of the 7th, 3-1 Chicago. And Marty McManus is due up, followed by Cliff and Wallace. And Marty's 0 for 2, 2 ground balls down the short. And not this time. That one is going to make it through in the right field for a base hit. So Marty's aboard here. And Cliff's 1 for 2. He's grounded out and doubled his last time up. That's going to be a ground ball down the short. And the only play is going to be down the second. They're not going to be able to turn two. But they get the lead runner. So now there's one down and Cliff down at first for Wallace. And here's the pitch to Bobby. Bobby is 0 for 2 today. Grounded out the second and the third. And that's going to be a 21 and a 9. And that's going to be an infield hit. And now you got the tying run down at first. And the go-ahead run at the plate. And that's going to be it for Sean, a pitch hitter for him. See who's going to come off the bench. And it's going to be Rice is coming off the bench here. First and second, one out. Can the Orioles come back and win this game and tie this series up at 2 games apiece? Here comes Harry Rice all bench. And Rice is batting .444 on the year. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Rice. And he squares this one up, folks. Oh, Nelly, we got us a ball game. And that ball is to the gap in right field. That'll score 1 with 1 out. Wallace is going to hold up at third. So it is now 3-2, runners at second and third. That's going to force the White Sox to bring the infield in, try to keep this a 1-run ball game. We're back to the top of the order in Jacobson here. It's 3-2, White Sox. Scott is due up third in this next inning, trying to get him through this 7th inning. And Johnson is 0 for 3. He's flown out 3 times, twice to center and once to right. Here's the pitch. The infield's in. And that's going to be it's the 22. And that is going to be a fly ball out the right field. Let's see here. 61. That'll be a fielding column 3. On a 60. He's going to score easily. And Rice is going to get down to third. So that's a sacrifice fly that ties this ball game up, folks. And now you got a runner down at third and 2 outs. So the Orioles tie this game up here in the 7th. They're not done yet. Here's the guy that had a home run earlier. And Toblin, he's 2 for 3 with a homer and a single. Flew out to center his other time up. And the eyeball is well hit. Here we go, folks. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field, left field rather. And that'll be a double, and that'll put the Orioles in the lead here. And it is now 4-3. And George Sisler's up, the runner down at second. So runner down at second, 2 outs. Sisler's 0 for 3, and he squares this one up. And the Orioles are pounding him now with 2 outs. Scott can't get out of this inning, and that's going to be a double. in the left center field, and all of a sudden now that is 4 runs this inning. And Ken Williams comes up to the plate. Are they going to make a double switch here? That might be what they have to do. That's what they're going to do. Hooper's going to come in, see who they're going to bring in here to pitch. Faber's going to come in here. What we got here? A lefty, due up. Lee's going to come in, try to get out of this inning. No, Faber's going to come in. We're going to stick with that. Faber's going to come in. Go bat in the 9 spot. Hooper will. And Faber will bat there. So give me a second here. So bring Faber in. He'll bat in the 6th spot. What are we doing? Wrong team. Wrong team. Faber will bat 6th. And Hooper come in and bat in the 9 spot and play right field. Alrighty, here we go now. Faber then. Ken Williams is up. 2 out. Sisler down at second. Orioles now up 5-3. And that's going to be a base on balls. William walks down the first. All this coming with 2 outs, folks. Rick Farley up now. Can Rick keep this inning going? He's 0 for 3. Grounded out the short first and second. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on him now. First and second and 2 out. And that's going to be a 18. That's going to be a single in the left field. That's going to score George. And Williams is going to stop at second. And just like this game's gotten out of hand quickly, folks. It is now 6-3. Orioles were trailing 3-1. 5-run inning so far. McManus up now, still first and second. He is 1 for 3, singled and grounded out the short twice. And that's going to be it's the 15. That's going to be another hit. This one in the left field. That's going to score Williams. And it is now just a merry-go-round going around and around and around. And it is now 7-3. And they can't get this last out of this inning, folks. And up steps Cliff now. And this will be his second at bat of the inning as they batted around. And he's 1 for 3. He's had a reached on the fielder's choice his first time up. Okay. Get this off of the screen, please. Really? It's not going to come off the screen. Now it's so fucking irritating me. Coming off this screen. I tell you. Enough to irritate the crap out of me. There we go. Oh my. He is. Let's get the batter up here. Darn it, this is really irritating the crap out of me. Here's the pitch to Cliff. 4. And now the game wants to act up. All we need a pitch come in here and pitch. That is the question. And Milt Pappas is going to come in here to pitch for the Orioles. He'll be due up second here. He'll probably stay in the game. First game of the year, I believe. And this is the second game of the year. He's pitched 2 innings and he just walked Buck. Buck trots on down the first. And that'll bring up Sherm Lore. Can Sherm get on base here? 1. Here's the pitch to Sherm. And that's going to be a It's the 12. There. And right field by Tobin takes away a base hit from Sherm. That'll be one down. And Harry, who came in on the double, switches up now. Can Harry keep this inning going, folks? One out. Weaver down at first. Here's the pitch to him. He is 1-for-1 on the season. And that's going to be a 13 against an 8. And that's a nice play down at third. Cliff's up with it. Can he go around the horn with it? 54, I don't think so. On a 5. And nope, that's barely column number 2. That's going to get the lead runner at second. But that'll be it. So that's a 5-4 put out. And up step. See who's going to. I need Scott. Yeah. I need Scott. Scott's not up. Luke Appling's up. And he's 0 for 3. We made the double switch. That's why. And Luke is 0 for 3 today. Here's the pitch to Luke. And that's going to be a ground ball. Let's see where that's hit at as soon as I find Scott. To second. And McManus with a 66. That's going to be an error. Runner's going to get the third. So that's an E4, 2-base error. Harry gets down the third. So now we got first and third and 2 outs. Can the White Sox scratch? We got Eddie Collins up now. Collins is due, folks. He is 0 for 2 today. He does have a walk. He is grounded out and flown out. Here's the pitch to Collins. And that's going to be against a 12 and 11. And Brady, that ball is snagged right by Milt Pappas. Just puts the glove out and robs a base hit. That's a look what I found. Throws over to first, and that'll win. But Eddie Collins cannot find any luck. And that is a third out in the White Sox lead, too. To the top of the 8th we go. We got Wallace, and we'll probably let Pappas hit. And Jacobson do up here. Folks. Wallace is down at first. Milt Pappas is going to try to sacrifice him over. 59 season. And Milt batted. He was always a decent hitting pitcher. Batted 139. No homers and 2 RBIs. Has laid down the bunt. And that'll be a bunt down the third. Let's see here. It's 22 on a 5. 22 on a 5. And down the second one. One out and back to the top. And he is having a nice game here today, folks. He's over 3 with a sacrifice RBI. And he blasts this one in the right field. And Milt's going to stop at third. That'll be a 1 out double by Jacobson. this game. And opens 3 for 4 with a double and a home run and 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Tobin. And that's going to be a 20 on an 8. That's going to be a base hit in the right field. And that's going to score 1 easily. Oh, let's see, that's a 46 minus a 31 plus 17. Yeah, 32 or that's a 62 or lower. He's going to score. That'll be a 2 RBI single. And what did I say? 32. And he barely sneaks in on a 61. Sherm swears he's out, folks. But no, that's going to be a 2 RBI single. And that's going to put this game away, folks. That makes it. We got us a blowout here. Runner down at first, 1 out. And Faber still on the mound, folks. They're telling him get through this damn inning. And here's the pitch to Sisler, 1 for 4 with a double. And that ball is belted. These Orioles are just smoking the ball out of here today. And that's going to be a RBI triple for Sisler. And it is now 10-3. Good, buddy. They're going to play back just to get in. Here comes Ken Williams up now. Ken is 0 for 2 with 2 walks. And that's going to be a base on balls. And Faber can't get out of his own way here. So now runners down at third. Williams at first. Farley's 1 for 4 with an RBI. And that ball is blasted, folks. Rick Farley, he blasted the ball. And that ball is hit into the gap out in center field. And that'll score 2. And now it's become a massacre. And go home, get some rest, because this game is over. Turn out the lights, the party's over. Marty McManus is up now. He's 2 for 4. Here's the pitch to Marty. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Reynolds in center field. That'll finally be out here, folks. Yep. Cliff's the 9th batter. He's 1 for 4 with the double. And that's going to be a base on ball. So here comes the 10th batter who started this inning off. Is what a massacre this game has turned into be. The White Sox are turning into Red Sox. They're all bloody. And he started this inning. Bobby did with a single. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Weaver finally over to first. Orioles of it is 12-3. We got Bonnier, Reynolds, and Miosa due up here. And he is Zeke is 0 for 2 with a walk, flown out and reached on an air. And that's going to be a 15 and a 9. That's going to be an infield hit. White Sox is trying to make it respectable here. Here comes Reynolds up now. And Reynolds is. Game ever catches up. He's 1-for-3 with the 3-run homer. And he blasts this one, folks. That ball is high. That ball is far. And Reynolds is having a damn nice game. That is a 2-run Milt Pap. And Minnie is 1-for-2 with the walk. And that's going to be a ground ball down the cliff. That's 1. And that'll be it for Faber as he comes up the bat. And let's see who's going to pitch it. And Nellie Fox will come off the bench to pitch it. He says, "Oh, Nellie's right." So now there's 1, and this is Fox's second at bat of the year. He's 1-for-1. Can he be 2-for-2? No, that's a fly ball in the center field. That'll be out number 2 here. And we're back now. We got Weaver up now. See if Buck can get something going with 2 outs in a 12-5 ball game. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. That's going to end this inning. And the White Sox do score 2. Make it a 5-12 ball game. White Sox. Lines will be facing. That'll be it for Milt Pappas today. Gonna have a pitch hitter here for Pappas. Line's first appearance of the year. And this is his 1927 season. He pitched in 39 games, started 34, 22 and 14 with a 2.84 ERA. See who's going to come off the bench here. Macklin's going to come off the bench here. Pitch hit for Milt Pappas. And a 12-5 game in the top of the 9th. I believe this is Mac McCune's first plate appearance, George, 39 season. And he batted 316, 20 homers, and 94 RBI. To be a 15 and an 8. That's going to be a fly ball out the right field for out number 1. So one down here. And Baby Doll's 1 for 4. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. He'll take it himself for out number 1, 2, 2 up and 2 down here in the 9th. And Tobin's up now. Base hit in the right field. The game ever catches up with me. So it's a base hit in the right field for Tobin. He's a 5 for 6 today, having a great game. Brings up George Sisler. And George just 2 for 5 with the double and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a 8, 16. That's going to be a pop up on the infield. And Weaver calls for it, makes the catch. That'll be out number 3. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Lore, Hooper, and Apba due up here. We need a pitcher here for the Orioles. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch for the Orioles in a 12-5 ball game. And I think Jack Kramer is going to come out here and try to end this game upright. This is Kramer's first appearance. He pitched in 31 games, 28 starts, was 13-11 with a 3.19 ERA. He'll be facing Lore, Hooper, and Apba. Hooper came in on the double switch. So White Sox trying to come back from a 7-run deficit here. And Harry reached on the fielder's choice his first time up. And that's going to be a pop up in the foul territory. Farley throws the mask off, makes the catch for out number 1. Back to the top of the order, and Luke. And Apba steps up to the plate. And he's 0 for 4. He's flown out twice, reached on an error and a fielder's choice. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. White Sox are down to their 2 outs now. Collins up, down to the last out. Can Collins keep this game alive? Sherm down at first. And Collins, like I say, is struggling big time. 1 for 15, 0 for 3 today. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes. Can he take advantage of this 2-0 pitch? And nope, that's a lazy fly ball to left. That'll end the game. Orioles and 12 to 5. And we'll take a look here at the box score. And the Orioles 12 runs on 16 hits, 2 errors. The White Sox 5 runs on 5 hits and no errors. And Tobin was 5 for 6. Hell of a game by Jack Tobin with 4 RBIs. Ken Williams was the only Oriole without a hit. They were 7 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Left 9 men on base. The White Sox, the only guy to talk about, Reynolds, he had a fine game. He was 2 for 4 with all 5 RBIs, folks. It was the Reynolds against the Orioles today. They was 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position. Left 6 men on base. Shocker gets the win. 6 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Walked 4, struck out 3, gave up a home run. Milt Pappas 2 innings pitched, gave up another home run to Reynolds. Reynolds had 2 home runs on the game, 2 runs, both of them earned. Walked 1, and like I say, gave up the homer. Kramer 1 inning, 1 hit, walked 1. Scott got lit up in that 7th inning, goes to 0-1, 6 2/3, 8 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, struck out 1 and gave up a homer. Red Faber comes in, gets lit up an inning and a third, 7 hits, 6 runs, walk 3. Lyons comes in, pitches an inning and gives up 1 hit. I want to thank you all for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. On your way out of Chicago, hit that like button and leave a comment. Till next time, y'all take care and have a great day.